We've had a real feast of top-class big league action on Sky all season, and as Castleford entertain Bradford, it's another classic in prospect at Weldon Road. Graham Steadman had a bout of flu which kept him out of the win at Wakefield, and John Joyner, the Castleford coach, says it has nothing to do with the error at Warrington that put the Cheshire set on top of the league for the first time in 4 years. Steadman's miss let Paul Cullen win the match for Warrington. Tony Morrison faces quite a battle against the Bradford pack. He scored his first ever Castleford try against Northern last season. But Bradford are a team in form. They featured in a classic confrontation 7 days ago, and it was former Headingley star Roy Powell who scored the winning try. Powell was Peter Fox's first signing at Odsal. It was £80,000 well spent. He forms a formidable second row with another ex-Leeds favourite, Paul Dixon. Two former internationals with 34 test caps between them. And Dixon and Powell form the backbone of the Bradford pack, which goes head-to-head with Castleford today. And Castleford's the team with the best defence and attack statistics in the big league. That must be the case after this match too, if they're to stay in touch with the championship. Confirmation that Graham Steadman returns after the flu, and he is the fullback. St John Ellis is the First Division's leading try scorer, 17 this season so far. Richie Blackmore is the tall Kiwi in the centre for Castleford, and he's enjoying a fine season. Grant Anderson is the former Great Britain under-21 centre and ever-present this season so far. Simon Middleton is on the wing. He scored tries in 2 of the 5 meetings with Bradford last season. Tony Kemp, like Blackmore, is a New Zealand Test star. He won his 21st cap against the French in Carcassonne. Mike Ford is the scrum half, and his battle with Derek Fox will hold the key to victory. Lee Crooks is the Castleford skipper. He's highly rated by the Bradford coach Peter Fox, who capped him for Yorkshire in the 80s. Richard Russell is the Castleford hooker. His only try came on Sky in the match against Widnes. Martin Kettridge has played prop in 10 of the last 11 games. A former goal kicker with over 400 successful kicks, but only 1 so far this season. Second row sees the former Swinton man Tony Morrison in 11. He scored his first ever try for Castleford against Bradford last season. Ian Smales is the former Featherstone forward who arrived at Weldon Road in a big money deal in August. And the New Zealander Tawera Nikau is the loose forward. He was the captain when Castleford won the Yorkshire Cup final against Bradford in 1991. The coach, John Joyner, in his first season and already being talked about as a possible successor to Malcolm Reilly as British boss when Reilly decides that he has had enough. Good crowd has turned out to Weldon Road to see Bradford Northern face their second successive local derby on Sky. It was a classic against Leeds at Valley Parade last Sunday, and obviously we're hoping for more of the same today. Let's check out the Northern lineup now. David Watson is the fullback, the New Zealand international. He's such a key figure. Gerald Caudle is the 32-year-old Welshman. He broke his jaw for Wales last season, missed about just the remainder of the season, but bounced back this time for Wales. 2 tries against the Kiwis. Steve McGowan is in his benefit year for Bradford. Sub last weekend, Darryl Shelford has a broken nose. Paul Newlove's one of the outstanding young players in the game. Bradford paid £245,000 to Featherstone for the man who scored 48 tries last season. Brian McKebby's in 5. Kebby, the former Widnes, St Helens and Huddersfield man, 9 tries this season so far. Neil Summers is such a consistent performer for Bradford. He scored 2 excellent tries against Leeds last week. Derek Fox is up against one of his main rivals for a Great Britain jersey today. Fox and Mike Ford, though, still have to dislodge Sean Edwards out of the national side. David Hobbs, the evergreen 35-year-old, injured against Leeds last Sunday, but fully recovered, and he plays. And here's a major surprise. Paul Medley wears 9 for the first time in his career. The feeling is that Medley will take some of the pressure off Derek Fox with his incisive running at the play the ball. John Hamer is the prop forward in 10, 9 years at Bradford and almost 200 games for the club now. Second row is an all ex-Leeds affair. Roy Powell scored the match-winning try against his former club last week. And Paul Dixon weighed in with a try against Leeds too. Dixon and Powell, both former Great Britain Test stars. A current international is Carl Furbank. He played prop in all 3 tests against New Zealand, loose forward for his club today. And the coach at Bradford, Peter Fox, and he guided the club to successive championships in his first spell at Odsal in the 80s. So a great game in prospect. A cloudy day here at Weldon Road, rain falling at the kick-off, but this should be one of the confrontations of the season.
You're watching Sky Sports.
Fox leads the Bradford Northern side out for another important match, another local derby, the second in successive weeks. Bradford have the worst defensive record of any of the top six. It almost cost them victory last Sunday against Leeds, but Roy Powell with the match-winning try, when he stretched out the arm and just got the ball over the line, he saw that that would be different. It was a great moment for Powell, scoring the match-winning try against his former club. And what a match for Paul Medley to make his big league debut as a hooker. He's never played in the number 9 jersey before. It's a tactical switch by Peter Fox, the Bradford Northern coach, and he hopes that playing Medley in the number 9 jersey will take a little bit of the pressure and a little bit of the weight off his captain, Derek Fox. Castleford claimed a league double over Bradford Northern last season within 2 weeks in November. And they know that they must win here this afternoon to have a realistic chance of claiming the big league title. Tony Kemp is the inspirational stand-off half, the New Zealand international, 21 caps for his country. He was in France for the test match. He missed the Warrington game when Castleford were beaten. And St John Ellis is the leading try scorer in the First Division. 6 ahead of Jonathan Davis. His best ever tally was 23 tries in 1989-90, with 17 touchdowns to his credit already this season. Ellis is well on course to record his best season ever. The Castleford team: Steadman, Ellis, Blackmore, Anderson, Middleton, Kemp and Ford. And Crooks, Russell, Kettridge, Morrison, Smales and Nickow. The substitutes: last season's leading scorer Tony Smith and Dean Sampson, the unsettled forward. Castleford just about at full strength. Bradford Northern, they have lost Darryl Shelford, so McGowan moves into the centre. Watson, Caudle, McGowan, Newlove, Kebby, Summers and Fox. And the forwards: Hobbs, Medley, Hamer, Powell, Dixon and Furbank. Clark, the hooker, on the bench with veteran forward David Heron, and Clark will be introduced if the Paul Medley gamble goes wrong. David Campbell from Widnes, the 39-year-old referee. He was in charge of the Sky match St Helens against Halifax a week last Friday. So the Stones Bidder Championship, without doubt the match of the day. Castleford against Bradford Northern here at Weldon Road. First touch for Paul Dixon. Good run from Paul Dixon. And tackling from Russell and Ian Smales.
I think it really will be a very hard battle between these two big packs. They realise that if the forwards start getting on top, then they can try and get the ball out to the three-quarter line. Both sides have tremendous players out there, capable of scoring brilliant tries. You can see he had quite a few to choose from. David Campbell, the referee. There's the New Zealander Tony Kemp that he picked out. He was off to a quick start. They're pretty keen at Castleford.
Bradford keen too, and here's Roy Powell. Crooks and Smales again. Fox turns the ball on the short side to Hobbs. He finds Newlove. Good stepping run, good strong run from Newlove. Oh, that's great play from the Bradford Northern Test Centre. Just 3 metres from the line. Fox fires out the ball to Watson. Watson to Dixon. Dixon twisting in the tackle. Can't get away though from Nickow. Fox again at dummy half. Here's Powell. Big chance here for Bradford to score early on, but that's poor play. And it's a knock-on.
Well, a set pattern move there. Hobbs on the inside. They used Fairbank as a dummy, but I'm afraid Dixon took his eyes off it. Not the best pass, though, from the prop forward, David Hobbs.
So it's Castleford's head and feet at the scrum. Mike Ford feeds the scrum. Big push by the Bradford forwards, but Castleford have it. Mike Ford was burrowing underneath the fallen bodies there. This is Martin Kettridge. Bradford will try and keep Castleford penned down near their own post. Russell with the darting little run, halted by Newlove. Nickow took the ball at pace, it bounced off his shoulder, he grabbed hold of it second chance.
Well, a ploy by Peter Fox for the Bradford side to bring in Paul Medley into the hooking role. You can see Medley on 4 occasions there, he's worked as the second man and he's really screaming out, lunging himself at that first receiver, and it's working.
It's Stedman's kick downfield, bounces twice and into the arms of David Watson, his opposite number. That's a good run from Watson too. He unloads one-handed to Fox. Lovely run from the little scrum half. This game has started as we thought it would, at blistering pace. Here's Hobbs.
Well, a message that John Joyner's got to get out to his Castleford side is let's start tackling the legs. They're going far too high. 3 occasions Bradford have gone through some very weak defence.
Newlove missed by Kemp, but not missed by those two. Blackmore working hard, gets hold of Hamer, but he releases the pass to Watson. Good ball back inside to Carl Fairbank. The support was there from Dixon. Bradford still in possession. Roy Powell again, the man who scored that match-winning try against Leeds last week. It's settled a classic at Valley Parade. Who will come out on top in this match? David Hobbs hoists the midfield bomb. McGowan couldn't get hold of it. Simon Middleton has it for Castleford.
They all stood away from it there. The full-back Graham Stedman came through, the ball bouncing backwards. Bradford players knew they were offside. They were in front of the kicker, David Hobbs.
Kettridge took that pass at pace, but Dixon wheeled him in with a bit of help from Hamer. Russell to Ford, now Stedman. Stedman under pressure from Medley, but just sidesteps round him and places the kick into the open spaces. Watson has to collect, and Watson then picks up pace and runs straight at his Kiwi colleague Richie Blackmore. But Blackmore was equal to the task. Here's Brian McKevy.
Superb tactics from Castleford there. The ball high into the corner. The chase was good.
Hamer unloads to Fox. Fox to Fairbank, took that one-handed and gets the ball away to Newlove, who turns it straight back into the arms of Blackmore. Blackmore with a good run. Bradford's defence stretched, but Dixon shuttled across with Kebby to bring him down. St. John Ellis, the dummy half, to Kemp, to Ford. Long pass to Nickow. They've got men out wide. One of them was Anderson, another is Middleton. Middleton almost through. Ford is there, loses his footing, and the ball goes into no man's land. The piece is picked up. Anderson again with a good run. Bradford working hard in defence, and they have to. Ford to Crooks. Good pressure from Castleford here. Russell switches the direction of the attack to Nickow, but Bradford read the script. Quick play the ball. Ford turns the ball back to Morrison. Ball comes free. Russell carries it on, goes for the line, and he's just held up. It's the last tackle for Castleford. They're so close. Soccer skills being tried. Who has it? Bradford Northern do.
Stedman tried to kick through, not trying to pick the ball up from the play-the-ball area. Didn't work for him. You'll see here, it doesn't make any attempt, but he just kicks it through, but it actually hit the foot of the hooker, Richard Russell. The idea was there, but it didn't pay off.
6 minutes then, 0-0, Castleford Bradford. Summers, he's probably been Bradford's most consistent performer so far this season as the standoff half, Neil Summers. 2 tries against Leeds last week. Fox with the kick downfield to try and relieve the pressure. St. John Ellis has it and goes round Kebby, but can't get away from Newlove. Kebby has him second attempt with a bit of help from Fairbank.
Super play from Ellis there. Really is a very hard customer to put to the ground.
Russell the dummy half. Kettridge. Ball comes free, it went forward. Watson picks up, referee says play on. Watson jinks inside, Crooks tries to go round Nick Howe, gets away from the two of them, the run will continue, but the referee says that Watson used Derek Fox as a shield and has pulled Bradford for obstruction.
Well, a little bit unusual there. Yeah, he's not happy with it, is it, David Watson, and I think he's right. He did touch Derek Fox. See, the ball slips away here. Now he goes side of him. Well, really, I don't think there's much chance there of Mike Ford being able to make the tackle, but he wasn't seen that way from the referee, David Campbell, despite the mutterings from David Watson.
Referee David Campbell, meanwhile, has pulled Martin Kerridge and Brian McKebby to him, and he wanted a word with the two of them. There's been a little bit of a verbal battle going on down Kebby's touchline, almost from the first attack by Bradford. Obviously, touch judge and referee had heard a little bit too much. Anyway, this penalty now to Castleford, and Lee Crooks has decided he'll have a shot at goal. It's a still day here in West Yorkshire. The pitch in magnificent condition. Steve Kirk and his ground staff have worked hard to get this pitch into excellent nick and order, as it always is. And so Lee Crooks has the first attempt with the boot here this afternoon. "44 goals this season for Crooks. Takes his time, never in a hurry, and that wheels away from the post. It won't run dead, and Summers will run it out. So it stays 0-0. Crooks will be disappointed with that. Has hit 7 goals this season against Hull Kingston Rovers and Wigan. David Hobbs.
Neil Summers took a bad knock there, bringing the ball out from behind the in-goal area. Having treatment in the back play. There you can see him.
Dixon, down the middle. Yes, Summers has got a bang already on the top of his nose. Hobbs just plants the ball downfield, and Steadman plays it with the boot, so it's all on, and he nearly spilled it, didn't he, Steadman? Just coming back from a bout of Beijing flu.
Very. Well, so casual, wasn't he? Just trapped the ball as though it was just a Sunday afternoon stroll.
Well, let's find out the news on Neil Summers. Down to Mark Wallace.
It looks like a cut to Neil Summers. I'll hand back to you, Eddie.
We won't get Mark Wallace. We'll see St Gion go in for the possible try, but we will also see a magnificent tackle from David Watson.
Never mind magnificent tackle. He knows he's done the wrong thing. He had a man inside him and he should have passed. I'm sure there was Mike Ford chasing on the inside. That should have been a gift, 6 points. It was a bit iffy was the pass. Tony Morrison couldn't grab hold of it. The referee Campbell said play on, but really, Ellis should have passed inside. There was only one man to beat. Watson would have been stood up completely there. They've missed a golden opportunity.
It was one heck of a tackle from Watson, though, as Ellis tried to do him on the outside, but the ball should have gone infield. However, now let's pick up the news on Neil Summers, because Dave Heron's come on.
As I was saying, Eddie, Neil Summers has taken a cut to the bridge of his nose. It looks like he's going to need stitches in there. So Dave Heron has now come on, and he's playing in the standoff position.
Fox to Dixon, back to Fox to Kebby. Kebby fancies having a run at St Gion Ellis, and St Gion Ellis and Lee Crooks combine to bring the winger down. He takes it to himself. Kebby chips over the top, was fouled, and what's the referee's decision? It's certainly no penalty, it's a scrum.
Well, it was the Academy Awards, wasn't it? Look at that. They just stood there. Nothing wrong with that at all. Kebby knew that it wasn't the best kick, but good thinking also from Kebby. You could see that the Castleford defence were walking backwards. Nice chip, took away, tapped it to himself, but the kick, I'm afraid, wasn't the best.
Nicow hangs on. And Castleford, with the knowledge that perhaps they have wasted a golden opportunity to open the scoring, try and conjure something up in this attack. Stedman to Tony Kemp. Good sidestepping run from Kemp, releases the pass to Blackmore. And then Stedman dabs the ball forward and finds touch.
Kept his cool there, Stedman, realised they're in a bit of difficulty. Kicks right into the corner. Also important, this tactical kicking game. Hoping that the side, under pressure, will perhaps make the mistake. Tense moments for Bradford.
They have the head and feed, and it's in possession there with David Heron. And Heron playing at standoff for Neil Summers, who's off the field and receiving treatment to a bang in the face. And Heron has certainly played standoff before in his long and illustrious career at Leeds.
Yeah, it looked a nasty gash to the nose of Neil Summers. They'll be putting the stitching in, I would imagine.
Bradford are penned inside their own half, and that's why David Hobbs has given that ball a good clout downfield. Gerald Caudle has led the chase and picks out Stedman, who releases the ball. Middleton gets away from Fox. McGowan is there. Middleton. Good run. Great run, Middleton. Good tackle, Dixon.
He just mesmerised them, did Simon Middleton.
Ford was looking round, and well, the Castleford player there, I do think it's Blackmore, has gone down in an absolute heap. No, it's not Blackmore, he's on his feet. There's a Castleford player who is clutching his knee.
Looks like Kemp.
Or is it Russell? No, Russell's there. It's Tony Kemp. You're right, Steve-O, and he went down under no pressure and he clutched the knee.
I think he just twisted over on it. There was no one near him.
This is Hamer, meanwhile. Referee's whistle sounds.
Touch judge in.
Tony Morrison, I think the offender.
Went a little bit late there, but there you can see. Referee not happy with it, David Campbell. The touch judge came in very quickly. Just a little, a fraction too late from the second row, Tony Morrison.
Tony Kemp, meanwhile, is limping heavily. And this is how he got injured. You'll see Ford there twisting and turning, and Kemp just collapses in a heap.
Now, did he catch a stray boot when the man was being swung round? I think perhaps that was the reason for the injury.
Anyway, here's Fox with the first penalty for Bradford, and Fox has kicked the two. Little nod to his teammates. First blood Bradford, in every sense of the word. Summers off the field having stitches, and Bradford with the 2 points courtesy of Derek Fox.
Always nice to get points on the board, lifts their confidence. Been a tough battle so far. Some pretty strong exchanges. We expected it to be fiery in the forwards, and it has been.
Here's Roy Powell. Castleford then, who claimed that league double over Bradford last season. Also won 19-6 in the Premiership, but they lost in the Regal and Yorkshire Cup competitions. 5 times these two old rivals met last season. 3-2 in Castleford's favour. Bradford, though, the team in form at the top of the table with play like this. Watson to Medley, and he's hauled down by Nicow. Must say the ploy of replacing Medley for Clark in the hooking role so far is working absolutely according to plan. Powell with the run.
Super support play by Bradford there, twisting and turning in the tackle, keeping this ball alive. That's the way to get through the defence.
Here's David Heron, one of the players, even though he is 35 years young, that Peter Fox describes as his main men. Him and the man in possession now, Derek Fox, whose kick was far too deep.
Well, we've seen it so often, haven't we, in the past? Derek Fox looks towards the corner, but actually kicks the ball back towards the post. Didn't get it right that time. They've scored some good tries, both for Featherstone many years ago, of course, and now he's at Bradford.
Russell, the dummy half, to Crooks. Straight into Fairbank, and he lost the ball in the collision. Play on, says the referee. Heron making a meal of it.
Well, you can see quite clearly that Fairbank has dragged the ball away.
It's a very difficult rule for these referees and touch judges to interpret that. They're certainly not stood at the angles that our cameras are stood at. It looks clear as a whistle on the camera, but I'm afraid anything but for the touch judges and referees. Fairbank to Fox. Medley.
That's a Shepherd. Medley threw the dummy. He knew it. The crowd went up. The referee knew. You see there, he uses the runner across and goes round the back of it. You're not allowed to do that. If it stood still, it'd have been okay, but he took that step at the same time. Therefore, the Shepherd has been produced. Penalty given.
Good time of the year to be talking about Shepherds. Crooks. And Crooks, I suppose. This is Richard Russell. Good run from Russell. Good tackling from Dixon. Ford. Good ball. Nick Howe, great run. Tries to release the pass. Oh, it's untidy. Knock on. It's against Bradford, I'm sure.
Nick Howe was looking for the fullback, Graham Stedman, chiming through on the inside. Looking to get away with it there. Talking to his players, saying, look, come on, get a bit closer to me. Just couldn't the fingertips away. And it has been deemed that Bradford did knock on. More pressure for Bradford.
Nick Howe with possession from the base of that scrum. Kemp on a diagonal run, fully fit again. Support arrived from Smales. And he's lost it, I think.
No doubt about it. He'd not full control of that. Second rower, the ball coming down. That was a set move. Running across the loose forward. Nick Howe bringing back the big standoff, Tony Kemp. And getting the second rower coming very tight. It nearly paid off for them.
David Heron just hanging on to that ball there. He's missed the last 9 matches with a shoulder injury. He's a little ring rusty, I fear. Fox to Hamer. Hamer's head jolts back under the challenge from Lee Crooks. This is Fairbank. It's tough in the forwards. It's always going to be. Hobbs. Oh, it's a forward pass a mile. Well, David Hobbs is complaining to the referee, but he can surely have no complaints about that.
Oh, he just lost the plot there. The man was well and truly in front of him. Look at this. Take this. And he was stood in front of him. Well, that is a bad mistake. That's what turns the coaches grey and bald on some occasions.
And Bradford have got it against all the odds against the head. Well, it just shows they've got a very heavyweight front row, haven't they, with Medley in there at number 9. They pushed early on in the first scrum, and they pushed to good effect there. And Watson's got the possession, and that's a dangerous challenge. That was dangerous, and no wonder General Caudle has lost his head.
It certainly won't look a spear tackle to me, but we don't do with players coming in like that. Gerald Caudle may have lost his marbles and looks like they're still spinning around in the head. He means business. Carl Fairbank trying to get him to calm down. Dixon, sorry. Hobbs says, come on, look at the eyes.
I think we'll take a look, Steve-O, at what got him so upset. It was a challenge on Watson.
Well, you can see that they tried to spear the man. That should have been a penalty. Grant Anderson was picking the man, turning him over. They've got to penalise them. Look, and underneath, let's turn him. That's a spear tackle, come on. Make no wonder Caudle, but he can do without that. He picked the right man, he knew it was Anderson. And then, let's get into it. Brave move by the referee, David Campbell. There was quite a few fists flying.
Well, the referee has had a word with Anderson and he's penalised him for the spear tackle, which draws the predictable reaction from the Castleford crowd. But Neil Summers, meanwhile, has come back on, had a couple of stitches in the wound on his nose, and Heron has gone off.
Well, the referee, David Campbell, went like that with his right arm, so he's got them for the punch from Grant Anderson.
And now he's got them for offside. Castleford moving up too quickly. And Fox is going to kick for goal here from this resultant penalty.
A little bit eager there, Castleford. They know it's important to get up quickly. Well, perhaps if David Campbell would have blown for the spear tackle a little bit earlier, we wouldn't have had all that schmozzle that we had on the touchline. Either way, this man will be happy that he's going for his second penalty.
From almost exactly the same position as the first, and he's missed it this time. So it stays at 2-0, and incidentally, the Neil Summers substitution for David Heron was a blood bin. Doesn't count. Now here's Caudle, and he's being roundly booed every time he will receive the ball now. Here's McGowan. Steve McGowan in his benefit year at Castleford, at Bradford Northern rather. Watson to Dixon. Bounces away, does Paul Dixon in the tackle, sometimes like a bumper car. Hobbs gets the ball away. Who's got it? Bradford have, but it was a knock-on.
Well, that ball was punched out. Lee Crook's got his hand to it. Who does he deem to be knocking on first there? We'll have to wait and see. Looks like it's going to be a Castleford head and feed. So Bradford were the culprits.
But this rule, Steve-O, of stealing the ball in the tackle, it's been shown up already a couple of times yet again here this afternoon. That was, as you say, a definite punch out. Steadman, watched by Summers.
Well, the game itself has just gone off the boil a little bit. People are just trying to get squared up rather than get on with the football.
Here's Blackmore. Always excitement whenever Blackmore gets it. Now Ellis, 17 tries already this season. He gets round Medley, he gets round Hobbs, but Hobbs wheels him back with one hand. Here's Crooks.
Oh, it's boiling up as this. You can see St. John Ellis having to go at David Hobbs. They're talking, pushing.
Steadman's kick into the corner, a tester for Kebby. Oh, and it just bounced in the field of play, but then went touching goal, I think.
Well, he certainly didn't instill any confidence in his side there, did he? Kebby looked to be all at sea with that kick.
And it was a great kick, Steve-O. It stayed the right side of the post. Bradford in possession then, but close to their own line with Kebby. Let's talk now to Tony Marchant, reading in the papers this week. He wants a move from Odsal, but he's here today, cheering the Bradford Northern cause on.
Tony, it's fairly cold here on the sideline, but it looks pretty hot on there, doesn't it?
Yes, it's firing up a bit now. They're doing well to say the conditions like that. Ball's going to be very greasy at this moment in time, you know, with this drizzle that we're having. But it's a great game to say the least.
We had a classic last week at Valley Parade. This could be another one.
Yes, it looks like it's going to turn out that way. Yeah, two good teams here, and let's hope it is as good as that one.
Whoever wins this today, they could look back and say this is where the championship was won.
That's right, yeah, you know, we're both fighting for a place at the top there, and you know, like you say, whoever wins this one could be going all the way.
Castleford are in possession with Nick Howe, just over the halfway line, surrounded by Dixon and Fox. Russell at dummy half, he's looking for Crooks. Crooks takes it one-handed. Before he falls, gets the ball back to Nick Howe. Nick Howe thought about firing the long pass. Medley had him round the waist. Play on, says the referee. Kemp to Morrison. Russell to Ford, drops one over the top, there's Ford. It's a good kick, that just finds the right side of the corner flag too.
Good thinking by Ford there. They're punching the ball well right into the corner. Only inches to spare. It's all about tactics. And the little chip into that corner is part of their attacking mode. But the defences are moving up so quickly, it's very rare that we're finding a good string of passes together. Perhaps it's time for either side to use the long ball. We saw on Friday night Des Hasler using the long pass out wide, missing 2 and 3 players, and it certainly worked there.
Good run meanwhile from Medley. Castleford boasting the best attack and best defence in the big league. They're 4th in the table. Bradford 3rd. Only Castleford have scored more points than them. Here comes Newlove with the run. He's away from Ellis. Can he get away from Steadman? Can he get away from Steadman? Yes, he most certainly can. That's a magnificent Paul Newlove try. He was not going to be stopped.
The first time that Bradford have got the ball out wide, and the man that they paid so much money for has once again started to repay them. Look how he changes the ball there, so he can use the right hand to fend away. He really did leave St. John Ellis for dead with speed. And I'm afraid Steadman just left it too late. You notice the second kick from the big centre, Paul Newlove. That's the reason. But this is also one of the reasons. The quick long ball, there you could see it was Summers that missed one man out. He steps inside, but look how he fends away. Notice the kick here. Stride, yes, get out. And that is 4 points. What a great player he is.
Deceptive, isn't he, when he runs? He's a lot quicker than you think. Fox with the conversion attempt. Newlove's 4 becomes 6, courtesy of the boot of Fox. And Bradford have perhaps a decisive 8-point lead.
It's all about the long pass. They missed this man out here, out under Newlove. We know what the rest is. Excellent play. Shifts the ball into the left hand. The right hand is free to fend away. Look at him go there. He turns on the gas. But this is important. The hard step and the reach.
So Bradford ahead by 8-0, and they'll tell you in these parts that there's very little love lost between Castleford and Featherstone Rovers, and it's 2 ex-Featherstone men who have scored all the Bradford points here this afternoon so far. Fox and Newlove. And here's Carl Fairbank. Now Fox again, spragged to the floor by Tony Morrison.
Most impressed with the way that Bradford are keeping this ball alive, and the support play is excellent. You can see the players twisting and turning in the tackle.
Summers trying to duck underneath the challenge. Gets his team to the halfway line. Watson at dummy half, Fox. Drills the ball into the corner, and that is not going to run dead. Steadman will have to run it out. And he got as far as Fairbank and was going no further.
Super kick from Fox right into the corner. The chase was good. The solid tackle from Fairbank. They're on the boiler, Bradford.
Be a wonderful boost to their confidence as they pursue the big league title, Bradford, if they can win here. Their last league victory at Weldon Road 10 years ago, 1983, by 15 points to 13. They've had a good first half so far. Ford, though, with that kick downfield, it just rolls into touch. Perhaps didn't want it to go into touch, Steve-O.
No, it's no real advantage there. The chasing was on hand. These days, the ball is better to keep in the field of play. Well, I think it's about time that Castleford perhaps picked up something from that Bradford try. The reason being that Bradford did spin the ball out wide, and when you look at this Castleford three-quarter line, Ellis, Blackmore, Anderson and Middleton, they really do have the speed to utilise them. But at the moment, it's very rarely reaching the wingers.
It would be a significant defeat for Castleford if they lost here today. Would be a very significant victory for Bradford if they won, of course. Castleford, like St Helens on Friday in the match at Hull, they know that they don't lose another really between now and Christmas, and that's a great run from Medley. He turns and finds Fox, he finds Powell. Powell loses it though under the challenge of Nickow.
Great tackle from Nickow, ball and all there. But did the arm go down and knock it away? Oh, it's so confusing, this rule. Either way, it was a knock-on given against Powell.
So Castleford with Kemp. Now they would like to get a try themselves up to half-time. And here's Ian Smales, twisting and turning out of the challenge from Furbank, but Newlove and Dixon were there to cover and bring him down. Russell says to Newlove, get out the way, let's get on with it. This is Crooks.
He should have been penalised there, Paul Newlove. He deliberately pulled the man down.
Kettridge into the danger zone with Kettridge. Lovely pass to Nickow. Nickow for Ralph Watson. Good tackle again, Watson. He's had a big day in the Bradford fullback. Stedman back to Kettridge, to Ford. Castleford attacking down the right-hand side now with Kemp. Kemp is through. Is he? No, again he's held up.
Not only did he knock on, it was touched by a Bradford player. He's knocked on the first tackle. Was it knocked away from Dixon? A lot of controversy in this match so far. But losing the ball there on the first tackle, the referee David Campbell had seen that a Bradford hand had touched the ball.
But Castleford so near, yet so far. Summers hammers it downfield. Stedman will now run it back, but Summers has moved up to cut his options down. But it looked a strange tactic from Summers, but it came off for him.
He took the option there after only 2 tackles, but what a kick and chase from him.
Crooks attacking down the left wing for Castleford. Hauled down by Newlove. Powell in attendance too. Ford to Kemp to Nickow. Blackmore hit that ball at pace. Ellis did the same. Leading scorer in the first division. Gets the ball in field to Ford. Ford knocks on. And Castleford can't believe this.
Well, it's panic football, isn't it? He should have gone down there. There was no chance of trying to get that ball away. The impact there. Don't take the chance. Just play the ball. But at least Castleford are now beginning to realise they can get this ball out wide. They're pushing Tawira Nickow out into the centres.
Tony Kemp bringing Bremer Kebby down. Watson. Summers. Thought about the pass to Kebby. Took the challenge instead from Ian Smales. Less than 4 to half-time. Was that forward? Referee Campbell glances at the touch charge, and the decision is play on. Furbank gets the ball out to Fox. He finds Watson. Watson brushes away from Smales. That was a good tackle from Lee Crooks. Dixon to Fox. Powell. Last tackle for Bradford. They're just 2 metres inside the Castleford half of the field. Fox was closed down. Too high and too far from Fox. He was under pressure to get that kick away.
He won't be happy with that. Just a little bit too long. In fact, quite a lot too long. Well, Castleford must be wondering what they've got to do to get these 4 points on the board. They've had so many chances, and because they panicked, they paid a very bad price.
Crooks will take the ball straight down the middle. Now it's with Russell, and now Kemp, and here's Nickow again. To Blackmore. Just couldn't get the ball. It's silly play, really, from Castleford, isn't it? They should take these tackles. And the referee has penalised Castleford for that.
No, it'll be the forward pass. Surely he'll put the scrum down.
Or a knock on, I'm not sure which.
Well, call it what you want. Forward pass, knock on, who cares? Still the same. But once again, we see Castleford, it's just panic. Someone's got to get it into their heads to stop the marbles. Trying to get it a little bit calmer.
Another kick early in the tackle count. A race between Kevy and Ellis. Oh, and Ellis just managing to wheel that ball in. I thought for a moment the bounce had beaten him. Offside.
Kevy was offside there. Never made any attempt to come back. Actually, he wasn't. He wasn't stood behind the marker. The marker behind must stand directly behind. He did not. Well, can Castleford at least get some points in this first half? Seconds are ticking away.
Yes, less than a minute and a half of normal time plus stoppages. Bradford ahead 8 points to 0. Newlove's try to Derek Fox kicks. Smales. Important attack this for Castleford right on the stroke of half-time. Nickow called for that ball. Blackmore did the same, and he was watched all the way by Paul Medley. Ford. Forward pass surely to Crooks. Referee says no, it's play on. Here's Ford again. Good defence this from Bradford.
They were looking to get away with it there. It looked forward to me as well, Eddie.
Kemp. The bomb. It comes free and bounces behind.
It's easy, plenty of traffic there at Summers, but Fox was on hand. Desperation there. But full credit to Bradford. Their scrambling defence has been superb. But it has been helped along by Castleford's penchant, shall we say, for trying to just panic.
Splendid tackle. Paul Medley came screaming out of defence to take Graham Steadman then.
Well, there were a few raised eyebrows when Peter Fox selected Medley in the hooking role, but he's played well into the second market and he's really put pressure on them.
We're in stoppage time in this first half now. It's whatever the timekeepers add on. Is it enough time for Grant Anderson? Again, Castleford are held up less than a metre short of the line. Russell, long pass. It's with Kemp. Kemp steps away from one challenge, releases the ball to Russell. Again, Bradford's scrambling defence stands firm, and this is the last tackle. It's back with Ford. Now Nickow. Nickow long pass out to Ellis. All he could do then was raise the boot.
Wasn't the best pass, really. It was dipping down. And again, it's been, I'm afraid, not the best half for Castleford. Chances they've had, and they've just squandered them.
So Bradford playing out the last few seconds of this first half. That was Morrison's thunderous challenge on John Hamer. Here's Medley. Had a good half as Medley. That's a good ball to Corbell. And that's a great tackle from Simon Middleton. The Welshman dumped into touch.
Beautiful tackle by Middleton. Offered him the line to run out wide. Always a good friend for a winger is the touchline. And he made it pay.
Simon Middleton and Castleford know they've lost 3 and drawn 1 of their matches so far. They mustn't lose here today. Maybe that's the reason why at times there's been a little bit of panic football setting in. But here comes Middleton again, taking it down the middle. McGowan's trying to haul him down, does so eventually with a bit of help from Fox. We've had 2 minutes of stoppage time, and Russell takes it on again for Castleford. Good moments here for the home side. Crooks, oh, Nick Howe, big collision with Burbank. Kebby, oh, what a mistake from Kebby! I don't believe that! He played the ball side-footed into the arms of Ford, and Ford gleefully has touched down. Quite remarkable.
Super dummy from the prop forward, Lee Crooks. Look how he throws it, then put the kick through. But what a mistake by the winger. Powell tries to get through, but actually just ricocheted, I think, off Kebby. It was Powell that actually got contact to it, but either way, it popped up nicely. But look at this beautiful dummy from Crooks. Gets through. No, you're right. It was the winger that got to it first and just chipped it straight into that man's arms. Mike Ford, he can't believe it. In injury time in the first half. Desperation, but they've got away with it.
It's his 7th try of the season. Kebby presented it him on a plate. Could have had a bow on. It was the biggest Christmas present that Mike Ford will have. So Lee Crooks now with this important conversion attempt. And from looking to be going in trailing maybe by 8 points to 0, Castleford now can get to within 2 points of Bradford Northern. To be fair to them, they have been exerting all the pressure in the last 5 or 10 minutes of this first half. Crooks, straight, true and sure. Castleford 6 points, Bradford Northern 8, and that's half time. What a time for Castleford to strike back after Bradford had taken a real grip on this match at Weldon Road. This Stones Bitter Championship match of the day is wide open now, courtesy of Mike Ford's try up to half-time, and Bremer Kebby knows he's going in for a real rollicking from his coach Peter Fox.
You're watching Sky Sports.
JJB Sports have scored again, making you the...
Because that's the situation here at half-time. Castleford 6, Bradford 8. Tries from Ford right on the stroke of half-time, and Paul Newlove for Bradford, his first for a month, and 2 goals from Derek Fox to the 1 from Lee Crooks. 8-6, this match is up for the winning. Paul Newlove, £245,000 worth of rugby league talent from Featherstone Rovers, where he scored 48 tries in the second division last season. Fox restarts, and I think it's safe to say, Steve-O, that Bradford Northern, having weathered all that storm in the first half, they really must score first early on in this second half.
I think so. They've got to really apply the pressure again.
But here's Middleton applying pressure straight away, and that was a good tackle by Gerald Caudle on him. This is Tony Kemp. He finds Anderson. That looked forward to Nick Howe. Nick Howe still with a barging run, but David Heron has returned for Bradford Northern, and he's replaced Neil Summers. So that could well weaken Bradford, because Summers has had an excellent season, and Heron, just coming back after 9 matches out, came on while Summers was in the blood bin in the first half, but that wasn't the best pass in the world, and certainly not a copybook take from Ian Smales.
No, they'll be disappointed with that. The second rower realising that they've lost a very good position. So important to score very quickly in the second half. But they'll be very happy, I'm sure. Castleford, they were a relieved side. So many breaks in that first half, and they couldn't put the points on the board. It had to be an injury time of that first 40.
Good crowd inside Weldon Road today for this top of the table Stones Bitter Championship match. A real local derby in every sense of the word here in West Yorkshire. Terrace is full, big match on the field, great atmosphere inside. And so far these two sides have not failed to deliver. It's been tough and it's been tight. That bounced off Morrison. McGowan following up. But it was Mike Ford who read the danger. This now is Middleton. Medley. He gets away from Medley. He won't get away from Powell though. Bradford Northern, it really would be an indication of how much they have improved if they pick up the victory here today, because they've won only 3 games in the big league here over the past 20 years. 19 games between the two at Weldon Road, 16 defeats for Bradford, 3 wins. But this is Morrison with this run. He's got Ford in support. Morrison, he thought about taking on Watson, and Watson again with a great tackle. Here's Anderson. Ford was inside again. Anderson gets the ball away. Morrison drops on it. It was the last tackle. It's the turnover, and Castleford are at it again.
I just can't believe this. I don't know what Mike Ford has done to his teammates this past week, but they don't want to pass the ball to him. Look at this. It should have gone. He tried to take it. Dear me. A forward thinks he's quicker than a 3/4. Come on.
David Heron plays the ball to Fox, who finds Powell. Certainly Castleford are contributing to their own downfall at the moment. St John Ellis didn't pass when he should have done first half. And now we've seen Morrison hang on. Both occasions Mike Ford was up in support looking for the try. This is Watson. Good play from Watson, or Hamer must have just taken his eye off the ball. Anderson's dropped it.
He knocked it on. He got the fingertips to it. He knows it. A right smile from Medley. The hooker trying to get the ball out wide. There you can see it. Just the fingertips, but it did hit Anderson as well. It makes no difference. The ball is being propelled forward. It still classes as a knock-on. Doesn't necessarily have to hit the ground first. Well, there'll be plenty said about this, I'm sure, amongst the Castleford players if they don't win this match. The chances that they've had, but perhaps Lady Luck was with them. I thought that the pass from Nichow to Morrison in the first place was a bit forward.
That's a great ball from Russell and from Blackmore to Ellis. He's dabbed the ball forward, goes for the try. Oh, and dear me, Hobbs was almost caught out.
It was a good job there, Hobbs. His big frame got in the way there. Good kick here by St John Ellis. Has to go around. Now look at Hobbs, he just puts himself in between him and the ball.
Hobbs was looking to let that ball run out, and it would be a tap on the 20-metre mark. Instead of that, it's a drop out from underneath the post, and that's why Stedman's running it back at this overworked, overpressed Bradford defence. Here's Crooks.
And they're doing it well, aren't they, Bradford? The scrambling defence has been superb.
Kettridge with the run. Heron is there, so too is Powell. 13 metres away from the line of Castleford. Richard Russell to Mike Ford. Nichow on a diagonal run. That's a good ball, but it bounced off the chest of Smales. This is Fox. Looked like the line had opened then for Castleford, but Smales couldn't hang on.
Well, they're working the angles, aren't they, to try to squeeze this break out of the defence. It came there, but I'm afraid it was Smales that couldn't hang on to the football.
Heron now for Bradford. Good step from Heron. Tried to get the ball round the corner to Furbank. The ball has gone backwards. Play on is the decision, and again. Now it's a knock-on.
Well, work that one out. There was knock-ons either way. Obstructions, people pulling each other back. Fingertips to that. That was play on. It came off Kim's finger. That went backwards. No doubt about it that St John Ellis was taking the man out of play. The referee deciding we'll have a knock-on.
Bradford making a substitution. Carl Fairbank, the loose forward, has come off, and Trevor Clark, the former York, Leeds and Featherstone player, is going on. It looks like Paul Medley has now gone to loose forward, and Clark will go into the hooker position. Half-time news. In the Castleford dressing room, John Joyner's just said to keep your heads, play out the 6, and they think they can do it. In the Bradford dressing room, Peter Fox The reason he's changed Neil Summers, by the way, is because apparently there's some big games coming up and he wants to give him a rest, which seems a bit strange because this is a pretty big game. He's pleased with the defensive effort, but he was a bit disappointed that Cass got in just before the break. He's also said to watch out for Lee Crooks and to wear a nick out because they are offloading in the tackle and causing the breaks.
Well, here is Nick out, and he's offloaded that ball to Tony Kemp. Good tackle by Heron. Blackmore from dummy half, the chip over the top. Kebby waits for it, and Kebby gets it. I thought he was going to leave that for Watson for a moment, and I think Blackmore thought the same too.
Also the message quite clear, here's the kick there, but well played by Kebby. Putting his body in between the ball and the would-be tacklers. But Castleford have learned the lesson from that first half. Rather than play down the middle, they know they've got to get the ball out wide. That's where the gaps have been arriving.
Medley's running strongly, wearing 9, but now playing loose forward. Powell. Last tackle for Bradford. They're still in the 20-metre zone. Fox gives that one plenty of air, and Steadman's underneath it, safe as houses that time, Graham Steadman. As you were at half-time, 8-6. 8 minutes gone, second half. Kemp offloads to Russell, brought down by Fox. Here's Ian Smales. Medley, the number 9 there, just getting to his feet. He's had a really explosive game in defence for Bradford. Now Castleford try and explode an attack with Nick Howe.
Well, they have been making those breaks of Castleford, but I've been a little bit disappointed with their support play. Quite often the player with the ball have been looking for somebody to back them up.
The kick downfield is looking for St. John Ellis, but my word, didn't Dave Watson do well? He's got away from 2, but he can't get away from the 3rd. Blackmore closed him down. Got out of the danger zone, though, his own in-goal area. Some great little individual performances on show out here today, Steve-O, on both sides. But it's the team effort, isn't it, on either side, really, that's lacking at the minute.
Well, they're just not supporting. Bradford have been supporting there, but really, it's been Castleford that's had most of the possession. They're going to have to tough it out, and I reckon it'll go right down to the wire, and perhaps a huge mistake, or even fitness could play its part, especially in the last 10 minutes.
We're in the last tackle here for Bradford, and they're still inside their own half. Fox juggling with it, under pressure from Morrison. That's great play from Cass. Terrific stuff. Morrison put Fox under pressure, and then Hamer couldn't get away because Anderson was all round him, and so too Smales. So this is Crooks. Instead of being in their own half now, Castleford are going to attack in the Bradford half of the field with Russell.
Good run from the hooker there. Quick play of the balls, catching the defence out.
Kemp. Nick Howe. Anderson there. Oh, great tackle. The two of them, McGowan and Medley.
Well, we call that a hospital pass. You won't appreciate that.
Kettridge with the run downfield.
Watch for the little pass from Crooks, perhaps.
Steadman hoists the bomb. Here's a tester for Watson. He's missed it. Who has it? Castleford do. It went backwards, play on. Smales, Ford drops it. That's the second occasion this match that Mike Ford has dropped it.
Well, at times they don't want to pass to him, and when they do, he knocks on. Pretty hard for Bradford. They've been camped down in their own quarter for most of this second half. They know it's going to be tough. They really have got to roll the sleeves up, work hard. They're the team that's got the advantage. Only 2 points perhaps, but that's all it takes.
Only Leeds, St Helens and Warrington have got the better of Castleford in the big league this season. Bradford, on halfway with McGowan, hope that they will be the 4th team to beat them. It's so tight at the top, and all the Castleford players, I think perhaps they moved off the mark and they're all offside as well.
Not standing square at the play of the ball. You can see how we split away there. you must stand directly behind the man in front that is in the marker. He wasn't. Stood to one side. There are the rules. And players must abide by them.
Bradford in possession then. They've only lost 2 this season. Hull Kingston Rovers and St Helens by a big margin, 54-3. Backing up after the test match. But they are in great nick, Bradford Northern, this season. Real belief in their play, as now with Watson back to Newlove. Newlove with the strength, and Castleford moving across in numbers to hold him out. The line was begging there for Newlove. Here's Fox. Heron with the dummy, still going. Heron out to Caudle. Try for Caudle. David Heron created the try for the Welshman. No wonder Peter Fox calls David Heron his main man.
Great play from the substitute Heron. Ball out wide from Fox, but look at the dummy that he throws. Uses Powell on the inside run, and you could see how the defence had stopped and checked. It was enough to go through the gap, drag in. The extra man was made, and that extra man was a winger Caudle. Beautiful play there. It's one dummy. Look how he uses Powell on the inside. Look how they just checked. That's enough for that break to come through. Nick Howe did not fill across, and this is the result. A happy Gerald Caudle goes in for a vital try.
3 tries in successive matches. One of them, of course, the Fogg abandoned game against Wigan at Odsal that won't count in retrospect, but Caudle is in a rich vein of form. Fox with the conversion. That's got a chance. He's hit the post. But Bradford will be delighted that they have scored first in this second half. 12-6.
Notice how he uses Powell as doing the dummy runner. That's enough for just check on there, Nick Howe, and he goes through the gap. It's super play. Nick Howe failed to move in. The extra man was there. Nobody in front of Caudle. That is a great try.
David Heron, an international for Great Britain way back in 1982, and still going strong in the big league. Back after 9 matches with a shoulder injury, and David Heron has created the try there for Caudle.
Yeah, they call him the super sub. He really does know to bring it out when it's needed. That was a super try. But they would have loved to add those extra 2 points. That could be vital.
Yes, the gap still just the converted try. 12-6. Coming up to a quarter of an hour now of this second half gone. Clark to Fox. Here's Heron again. Back to Watson. Watson gets away from Smales, but he can't get away from Mike Ford. Mike Ford having a little word with him in his ear. Conversation. Wonder what was being said. This is Hobbs. Hoists another high kick. A tester for Stedman. Takes that one cleanly. Slips a good pass too.
Well, the last time we saw Stedman on TV, he had a nightmare, didn't he, with the bombs, but there was no bother there.
Yes, I'm surprised that Bradford really haven't peppered him with these high kicks.
Well, it was far too long, wasn't it? You can see there was no one within cooey of him. No pressure applied.
Blackmore steps away from one challenge but can't get away from Roy Powell, and he cannot surely take that to himself, but the referee says it's a penalty to Castleford. Well, I thought it was marked at the play of the ball.
Well, he was, but he was also pulled back. Look, there you see it. Won't let him get away from it. Powell was just hanging on too long. Referee had already given the penalty, but you were right, Eddie. If he had not been pulled back by that man Powell, it would have been a penalty to Bradford.
Dean Sampson comes on, the man who is a little unsettled at Weldon Road. He wants regular first-team football, and he can't get it at the moment, but he perhaps can stake a claim here, because Sampson, who's in possession, has replaced Kettridge in the prop forward position. Here's Mike Ford, jinking, trying to get past Powell, but what a job Roy Powell does for Bradford Northern. He's there all the time with his tackling. Here's Crooks going for the line, and hauled down again, and Powell and Hamer, the men to bring him down. Russell back to Ford, to Steadman on his own, good ball to Sampson, just couldn't hang on to it.
Well, the glory was there. It was there for the taking. They thought that they were going to do the crisscross, and Steadman went through a huge gap. Fingertip control, not good. Another chance has gone begging for this Castleford side.
Yeah, they've put 4 down, haven't they? They must have done.
Probably more.
Penalty at the scrum to Bradford.
They broke away from the scrum far too early. The ball has to come clear, and you can see clearly that Smales has broken away from the pack. Ball has to come away from the loose forward's feet.
Here's Hamer. Again, the forwards being asked to do all the hard work. Build the platform. Hobbs once more.
Been a great performance from Bradford, really. They've kept their composure. It's been quite clinical. Even when they've offered the gap and Castleford have gone through it, their scrambling defence has been superb. It's a very controlled effort.
And it could turn into a famous victory, but we've got a long, long way to go yet, over 21 minutes. Here's Kevin, running across the face of play and then trying to straighten up. Last tackle for Bradford, this. Clark to Fox. Fox under pressure from Ford. Not a bad little kick, though. Vine's touch.
Nice play by Fox. You can see on this occasion he's given himself plenty of time. Took those extra steps backwards. Just too far for the defence to really pressurise him. And when you're leading by 6 points, it's great to just kick it into the corner. Pen this Castleford side down in their own 25 now.
Grant Anderson with the run for Castleford. Newlove and McGowan, the centre combination, bringing him down. Kemp to Sampson. Tries to run straight over the top of Trevor Clark, and credit to the Kiwi, he hung on to his ankles. Crooks, that was a lovely delayed ball from Crooks. It's a great pass, inviting Smales to have the run. Kemp, oh, he showed the ball to Nick out, kept the movement going, tapped into the air by Blackmore. It didn't come off though. Kevin saw it, read it well.
Well, it's just panic football again, isn't it? They're just trying to do anything. Possession is so vital. It just won't occur. You've got to work hard for it, but don't panic with it. There's plenty of time for them to build up.
Shoulder to shoulder, Morrison on Hamer, bang!
Oh, dearie me. Crunch time. Oh.
Not much padding under those shoulders of those two forwards either. Fox with a little chip ahead. Newlove on the chase, Steadman collects, and Steadman on the greasy surface finds touch.
Super kick here, you'll see him slide away. Nothing you can do about it. That's what the kick is all about. The mistake has come, and Bradford, a great chance now.
Eric Fox will take all the time in the world. We're well into the last quarter of this match. Watson, Newlove still. But the ball has come back on Castleford's side.
Just lost the control. It was Morrison's arm that came to it. That could have been a penalty, according to the law.
Crooks now.
It's getting to the desperation point now for this Castleford side.
That's a good ball from Nick out to Anderson. So is that to Middleton. Has Middleton got the legs on Caudle? He had to cut inside.
It's a forward pass.
Says forward pass.
And it was. The crowd don't like it. But it was a forward pass. Once again. Look at that. Not much in it, but it certainly did float forward. The referee, David Campbell, was in excellent position. And tot another one to that tally of chances gone by.
Heron. Good ball from Heron to Fox. Steadman scrags him to the floor, but Fox bounces up. Kick came in at the play of the ball from Sampson. It's back to 6 tackles to go. Heron got round Sampson. Just holds it up for Bradford. Takes play back into the danger zone. Clark at dummy half. Dixon.
Surely they'll go for the 1 point.
Here's Fox. They've got men out wide. Watson, Newlove for the corner! Just couldn't get the ball down before it went from his grasp.
Good play by Richie Blackmore there, and it had to be such a strong man. Look at this. Oh, striding towards it. Great defence from Blackmore.
St. John Ellis is trapped, but he gets away from Watson, and then he puts his head down and makes another 10 metres. That's great play from the Castleford winger. Again, Powell doing the tackle on Richard Russell.
I'm sure the message would have gone out now to Bradford that if they get in that position again, drive towards those sticks. That 1 extra point is so vital for them.
Russell to Ford. Now Middleton. Caudle's there, and Caudle provided quite a formidable barrier. Didn't really play that properly, but Middleton was being hounded to the floor. Play on. It's with Nico. Nico steps inside through Hobbs. Gets away from Heron. Ford there this time. Back inside.
It's a forward pass again.
No try. Kemp thought that it was there. Ford thought that it was there. Why didn't Ford take it?
Well, he knew he was being dragged down by the hooker Medley. It was a great tackle. We talk about this scrambling defence from Bradford all today. It has been superb. Kent can't believe it. It's forward, no doubt about it. Once again, the referee Campbell in an excellent position. It must be nightmare time for the Castleford coach, John Joyner.
But credit Medley for that great tackle on Ford. Another 4 points saved.
He's tackled his heart out. Paul Medley, a lot of people thought it was the wrong decision by the coach, Peter Fox, but he's paid off handsomely.
We have a quarter of an hour of this match left, and Bradford ahead by 12 points to 6. Their defence has been superb. They've scored 2 excellent tries. But Castleford, they are contributing to their own downfall. There's no doubt about that. That's not going to run dead. Steadman will have to pick it up and run it out. Great chase, Derek Fox. For the handling errors that Castleford have made, 15. And I reckon 5 of those, Steve-O, could so easily have been turned into tries.
It's an amazing thing. The scoreline could have been Castleford 30-odd.
As it is, it's 12-6 Bradford. Nicow. Morrison was there. Nicow hangs on. Takes the tackle from David Hobbs. Kemp, the dummy half. Kemp running strongly. Hauled down by Clark and Derek Fox. Last tackle, Castleford. This is Crooks. He hoists the bomb. A tester for Watson. They're bearing down on him. Watson kept eye on the ball. And that's a great take from the Kiwi.
He knew Ford was coming at him. Ford jumped right high. And the Kiwi Watson just stood his ground. Brave effort.
Yeah, we mentioned Paul Medley and his display, but Watson has been near faultless this afternoon too. Here he is again. Always looking to link into the attack, taking those bombs and diffusing them, and tackling for all his worth. Another one of the individual cameo displays that we're seeing here on show today. There's another from Medley. This fellow ran his heart out against Leeds last week, and he's followed up with a tremendous display against Castleford. Heron just kicks downfield, but straight down the throat of St. John Ellis, who picks up pace, but can't get away from New Love. Blackmore.
Well, Castleford know how to make that break from the first line of defence, but they just cannot finish it.
That's a good run from Sampson. Powell and Hobbs bring him down. Here's Crooks. Crooks tried to dab that forward. The referee said that it was a knock-on by Crooks.
Just couldn't hold on to it. Lee Crooks, desperation on the face there. Trying to get the ball. It was knocked away from Powell. Impact of the tackle.
So just a little less than 12 minutes to go here, and Bradford in possession again, but deep in their own 20-metre zone.
Well, you talk about teams having character to take out the championship. Well, Bradford have shown that today. It's been an heroic effort, especially in defence. Not many chances have come their way, but they've taken them.
Roy Powell has done as much as anybody for the Bradford cause today, and Hobbs kicks downfield now. And that one won't run dead either. Good tactics these by Bradford. Stedman though jinks inside past Caudle and Fox, but he couldn't get away from Trevor Clark. Forward to Nickow. Blackmore on a diagonal run. Heron all over him. Powell there too. Got the ball away though. This is Ian Smales. Russell, Crooks. The short ball was offered, but it was put to ground. Wasn't the best pass.
Well, the pass was all right. A little bit low perhaps, but under heavy traffic, perhaps Crooks would have been better to have gone down with that. The halfback Mike Ford knew that it was going to be pretty tight. That's a Shepherd. A big mistake there by Watson,
who's churning away to the referee.
Just took that one step too far. Can't believe it. Well, that could be vital penalty.
Richie Blackmore is being helped off the field with less than 10 minutes to go, and Tony Smith comes on. Now I wonder if this will be a significant arrival on the field, because Smith scored no fewer than 7 tries in the 5 meetings last season between these two sides. He was Castleford's leading scorer last season with 24 touchdowns. He's got a bit of a black eye there by the looks of things, but I just wonder whether his inclusion will just give Castleford the cutting edge in the last 10 minutes.
It may be the cutting edge, but that's a bit of a blunt knife. They've lost the ball on the first tackle. It squeezes out.
Big push on this time from the Castleford pack. Ford gets the tackle in on Derek Fox. And here's David Heron again. Well, they must feel like a couple of marathon runners now, these two sides. They're coming round the final bend. They can see the tape ahead of them, but there's still 9 minutes or so left for play. And they must be running low on fuel, I would suggest. This has been a blood and thunder battle. Dixon now goes down. latest player to have the wind taken out of his sails. Watson going nowhere. Tackle is completed. It's the last one for Bradford. They're on halfway. Fox under pressure again from Ford. It's a good kick though, but it didn't go dead in goal. I thought that was going to run touch in goal, but didn't.
I thought he touched the line. I really did think he touched the line.
Well, Middleton was taking no chances and ran the ball out, and a good job he did. The whistle didn't come.
I think it touches the line. There. Definitely touched it.
Well, they're not arguing now because this is Kemp, and he has Nichow with him. Oh, Smith was being hauled back there by Hobbs.
It's got to be a penalty, and is it a penalty try? He's in for the sin bin. It's a professional foul. You're going to have no further part in this. Away you go. Now then, what is referee David Campbell going to do about this? Is he just going to give the penalty?
But it looked like a try all the way here. You can see he was being hauled back there by Hobbs.
It was Grant Anderson. That would have been definitely a try. Tony Smith, sorry. Well. Hobbs, a professional foul, but it could give his side victory.
This is Sampson. Castleford now are so close. They have the extra man for the remaining minutes of this match. Crooks looking to exploit the hole that is in the Bradford defence. Is all Bradford's work going to come tumbling down? Nichow. He has Smith there this time. And once again, it's that double act of Powell and Medley that bring him down. Nichow still going. Nichow for the line. And Bradford haul him down once more. Oh, these are desperate moments for Bradford. That's how close Castleford are. Russell trying to butter his way over, and it's on the last tackle somehow. Bradford keep him out. Powell again. Now it's with Ford. Ford will switch the direction of the attack. Dabs the ball forward looking for Ellis. Kevy's there. Well done, Kevy. Hard luck, Ellis.
It was a beautiful kick from Ford, but full marks to Rimmer Kevy. He was there before that man St. John Ellis could get anywhere near. Oh, so close. He sucks in. Oh, drags in this cold air. The pressure is still on.
Bradford taking an eternity to restart the match with Derek Fox's dropout. It goes straight into the arms of Tony Kemp. Newlove's ahead of him. Just over 5 plus anything the timekeepers add on for stoppages. Here's Lee Crooks. Smith is with him. Crooks takes the tackle, driving the ball in. Still plenty of time for Castleford. Ford to Nichow. Nichow taking it on himself. Nichow. Here's Ford. He drops another. I can't believe it. And I don't think Ford can either.
Oh, great work from Nichow. He's played well, but you can see that Ford was changing the direction onto the run, and he just had to reach out for it, and they've lost possession again. Well, Bradford, they must feel like it's Custer's last stand, but I don't think the Indians are going to win this one.
This is Heron now. Castleford have the best attack and the best defence, but we haven't really seen the best of their attack here today. We've certainly seen the best of Bradford's defence, and that has been their Achilles heel for much of this season, their defence. But that's a super kick downfield, and Fox just says, let's steady the ship.
Ever the professional, cool, calm and collected. He knows how important that kick is. And Castleford once again have got to drag their bodies back, win the scrum.
3.5 minutes of normal time to go. Stedman in possession, hauled in by Newlove. That's a great tackle. This is Grant Anderson. Bradford with this tag of being the worst defensive record of the top 6 teams. My word, they've done their reputation a power of good here today. It's been a tremendous effort from their defensive pattern. And that's the last tackle, and Castleford is still in their own half. They're going to run with it. You can hear the shout to Kemp. He gets the ball away. Schmales continues the movement. This is Smith. Kicks the ball forward. He was impeded again there, Smith. But Medley picked up the pieces, and then Smith wheeled him in.
What a great game Medley's had. He can hardly walk. Nice kick over from the substitute there. Half held back by Powell, but not enough to convince the referee Campbell. He can hardly walk, that guy. What a great match he's had. Tackled his heart out, as they all have.
Watson again.
It won't be pretty this. He'll be forward, then the kick downfield. Soak up the punishment, but soak up the time as well. Less than 2 minutes remaining.
There's the last one. Stand by for the kick if he can get it away. That was touched in flight by Ford. And it's coming Bradford's way, isn't it?
It'll be a Bradford head and feed. You can see a man deliberately go for it. Was Ford tried to charge it down, but it went behind. So that means that it will be the head and feed to Bradford. It'll be a win from the scrum, a drive towards those sticks. And the figure of Derek Fox, for sure, will appear to go for the 1 point.
Here's Heron with the first of those runs towards the sticks. There's a real buzz about Bradford these days. They really do think they're on the verge of something big in the big league this season. And there's no doubt the victory against Leeds last Sunday, and if this one turns into a win today, well, the belief will become confidence, and who knows what they could achieve in 1994. They're driving that ball in towards the sticks. They look to me like the setting for the 1-pointer. Clark will take another tackle. This is the last one. Now watch for Derek Fox here. He's already got 5 drop goals. And there is number 6. And there is the victory for Bradford.
Derek Fox, it was all planned to perfection, and so was the kick. A few words were exchanged with Derek Fox and Mike Ford. There you can see just in the background, Ford came to him. The grin says it all, doesn't it? And as Mike Ford said quite a few words to him, he just pointed to the sticks and the scoreboard and said, read that.
It's 13-6, 80 minutes are up. We're in the time added on by the timekeepers as Morrison heads towards the line. 13-6. This could be a famous day in Bradford's big league history, but Castleford won't give up yet. It's now with Ford. He switches the ball over the shoulder to Nickow. McGowan is there, and he and Dixon hold Nickow up. Russell, Ford again, back into the corner. Ball to Middleton. Middleton hauled down.
This really has been a great victory for Bradford Northern. They can hardly stand, these guys.
And remember, they're playing with 12 men because Hobbs is off. But this is Newlove, and it was a good job that the tackle came in from Tony Smith. Probably the only man in the Castleford side that could catch him because they're all worn out. And Smith, the substitute, he's only been on for 10 minutes.
Oh, that was swiping there. That's a penalty. He's going to let it go. Going to let them play out these last seconds.
There's the siren. A famous victory for Bradford Northern is assured. The 1-pointer from Derek Fox sealed it in the closing moments. Fox, the man bought from Featherstone Rovers. Little love between Castleford and Featherstone. Little love between Castleford and Bradford today. Bradford march on.
You're watching Sky Sport.
So a great victory for Bradford Northern by 13 points to 6. The match really could have gone either way, but Bradford march on at the top of the Stones Bidder Championship. The tries from Newlove and Caudle, 2 goals from Derek Fox, and that crucial 1-pointer right on the stroke of full time.
Derek, you said before the game it was going to be a tough one. You hit the nail on the head, didn't you?
We did, yes. We knew it was going to be a tough coming down to Castleford. We said it would be a 4-pointer, and we come away with 2 points today, and all credit to the boys. They've stuck to the guns. We worked on a set play that if they took me out of the game, we'd probably stop Bradford, so Peter moved me nearer the ruck, acting half-back. I think it would have spoiled Castleford's plans, because I think their main aim would be to shut me down at first man, cut out all the options. It worked differently today. Peter made a nice selection switch by putting Paul Medley, another running forward, into the pack. So it's 6 running forwards, controlled by myself, acting half-back, and it worked.
What did you say to the boys with those few minutes to go and David Hobbs being sin-binned?
Just to stick to his guns, because his defence, his scramble defence has been superb all afternoon. And if we could control the ball for 5 and kick the ball down to their quarter, we could probably maintain them there. But all credit to Castleford, they had a few chances that went to begging. But good consolation to Bradford's scramble defence, it was excellent.
You looked very relieved when that drop goal went over?
I did, yes, because I saw Mike Foyt coming out on the high corner, and I caught the ball completely wrong, and it just seemed to spiral and go over the post. We had to set up earlier on for a drop goal. Unfortunately, I grew it through to the corner. I changed my mind at the last minute, but it's been a good afternoon, really.
And the Bradford Roadshow rolls on? That's
right. We knew that even though we played a top side, we played Leeds and we played the St Helens, we got hammered at Saints, we knew we've got to beat the sides around us in the league, and today's been one exception. We have played extremely well. His defence has tightened up, and all credit to the boys.
The big one to come, the Riversiders. How do you think you'll go on there?
It's hard to say the Riversiders. We don't play them until January the 5th now, so we're a few more games between now and then. We'll take every game that comes. Hopefully we've got a weekend break, play the Halifax and the Regal, so the Premiership now finishes till near Christmas.
Mike, obviously a disappointing day for you.
Very disappointing. Obviously, with us playing at home, we thought we were the favourites, but all credit to Bradford. They came here and did a job, and they did it well.
It must have been frustrating, because you did have the chances there, but it was just mistakes, just at the last minute, wasn't it?
Yeah, far too many mistakes. So I think we crossed the line a few times, but forward passes and knock-ons, and really the finishing of us today was not what it's been all season.
It's going to be difficult here to pick yourselves up.
Yeah, it will be difficult, first couple of days, but we're professional. We've been in this situation, unfortunately, before, and we know what we've got to do. Go back to the drawing board and alter the cup on Saturday, next Sunday, Regal Trophy against Lee, and hopefully we can come away there with a win.
I know you lost it, but how did you feel the battle went between yourself and Derek Fox?
Yeah, I thought Derek played well. He didn't make many mistakes and kicked very well. Thought it probably went even.
You're not going to give up the ghost here, though, are you?
Oh no, we'll keep going right to the end until it's mathematical impossible for us to win the championship. But we've got a lot of work to do now, losing 4 and drawing 1. So anyway, we'll just keep plugging away.
Paul, it was tight, but you made it in the end.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we got the result. We know we're going to be hard at Castleford today, probably one of the hardest games of the season, and we just stuck at the task.
How did you feel when David Hobbs was sin-binned?
I think, if anything, we knew we were going to have to dig deep. We were struggling at that time. We had to get the defence right, and when Dave went off, we knew everyone, as long as we pulled 10% extra, we could hold them out.
2 tough games on 2 consecutive weeks. You're going to be fairly fit for Christmas, aren't you?
Yeah, this roll up to Christmas, we knew it was going to be tough. Everyone said it would make or break Bradford Northern season, but at the moment I think we're standing up to it, and hopefully we can continue on till Christmas.
And personally, you seem to be having a new lease of life here at Bradford.
Yeah, I'm enjoying my rugby, which is half the game really. I played hooker today for the first time, but it was just a case of having 6 forwards to go at Castleford.
I was going to say, which is your favourite position?
Well, it's certainly in hooker, but I'm not bothered as long as I'm out on that field playing well. And when the lads are playing well, I'm happy playing anywhere.
The full list of results then in the Stones Bidder Championship First Division. Hull beating St Helens on Friday and Bradford winning here at Castleford today. Halifax 20, Widnes 12, Oldham 42, Lee 6, Salford 22, Wakefield 8, Sheffield 8, Leeds 31, Warrington 30, Featherstone Rovers 14, Jonathan Davis making 100 tries for his career, and Wigan 54, Hull Kingston Rovers 16, Martin Afire making it to the 300 mark. The top of the table then, Warrington stay out in front. Wigan and Bradford are just behind them. It's developing into quite a race. At the bottom, Lee, Wakefield, Hull Kingston Rovers, but Salford moving steadily out of trouble. It's 3 wins out of 3 now since they signed Andy Gregory. Second division results, Batley 14, Barrow 6, Carlisle 26, Rydale York 32, Doncaster 34, Rochdale 12, Highfield 16, Hunslet 30, Huddersfield 20, Bramley 6, Keighley 4, Workington 16. Swinton 6, Dewsbury 28, and Whitehaven 16, London 16. The top of the second division now looks like this. Huddersfield still out in front, 3 points clear of London. Workington, though, have caught up with Keighley after their victory today. And down at the bottom, Bramley stay without a point. Highfield, Hunslet, though, have moved on to 4 points. Now, our plans for the big league are subject to change because of the Regal Trophy, but at the moment we're planning to bring you Widnes against Bradford Northern from Norton Park, live and exclusive on Friday the 17th of December. The usual time, 7 o'clock, but it could all change if Widnes and Bradford survive next week's Regal Trophy round. Boots and All will bring you all the news, opinion and gossip from the big league on Thursday at 7. But for now, from all of us here at Weldon Road, after a great game, Castleford and Bradford, it's goodbye.
Seize the